Alright, ladies and gentlemen, how you guys doing today on this Tuesday, January 26th, 2021? And what a year it's going to be here on the channel. Thank you for joining me once again tonight for another metallic episode of Music of Destruction, bringing you the best in metal-related content on the only metal channel you need right here on YouTube. If you missed anything in the past week, click the eye in the upper right corner of the screen. Everything you need is up there, man. Please go check it out. I'd really appreciate it. If you'd like me to review anything, please make suggestions in the comment section down below. No slam, deathcore, or metalcore. You won't get a fucking answer from me if you request any of that shit. Welcome to Album Review Tuesdays here on the channel once again, and I hope you guys have been enjoying this series as well as everything else you've seen so far. So tonight I am doing another subscriber request, and this one comes courtesy of the user Tom Foley. So thank you very much, Tom. I hope you enjoy this. And he has asked me if I would review the Ruins of Beverast with Exuvia, which was released in 2017 on Van Records. So here we are. Now I'm going to give you guys some history on the band, and then we'll get into the review. Now the Ruins of Beverast are an atmospheric black doom metal project from Germany and formed back in 2003 and has released 6 full lengths and a number of splits and demos. Now, at one time, the band did have a full lineup as well as a live lineup back in 2013, but has since become a one-man project, and I'm no longer sure if he's performing live or not. The project was named The Ruins of Beverast, which is in fact an alias for the German vocalist and multi-instrumentalist Alexander von Meilenwald, or Meilenwald if you prefer, known in underground circles for his previous and parallel work with Graupel, Heemat, Nagelfar, Abusus, and Kermania. Founded in 2003 with the release of a demo entitled The Furious Waves of Damnation, and soon followed a year later by a full-length Unlock the Shrine. The Ruins of Beverast produced an unusual style of lurking progressive black doom metal. Now he's very adventurous in terms of arrangements, yet intentionally rudimentary when it comes to recording standards. At least he was until Exuvia, which has a cleaner production. So let's get into the review. Opening this monolith of 75 minutes of music is the title track, Exuvia, which opens with some really amazing native chanting and some somber, clean guitar tones with the double bass and distortion slowly fading in, which gives it a really unsettling atmosphere. Then there's some incredible female chants that comes in over top of it all. Now the production is a bit too clean for my liking, as this is black doom metal, and I expected it to be a little bit more raw than this. However, it's not clean to the point where it loses any of its intended atmosphere or overall impact and of the emotional context and surrealistic soundscapes and dissonant hypnotic guitar riffs. And the drumming kind of just serves to keep the pace of the music and its emotional peaks and valleys that this album conjures up upon listening. Now there's obviously some very deep, ancient, nostalgic longing happening on this track, as well as a deep psychosis and esoteric structuring and composition, and it certainly sets itself apart from so many bands out there today. This is truly something unique and sets itself into your psyche immediately from the first opening note, at least it did for me. And I instantly knew that I was going to be a huge fan of this because of how it struck me inside instantly. The shedding feeling that you get of shedding old skins and old memories and powerful growth as you emerge through the music gives it a very remarkable feeling. Now the track pulls you into its desolate atmosphere of despair and tragedy, but also its serene and spiritual atmosphere at the same time, and this juxtaposition makes it a truly unique listening experience. And I love that this composition is 60 minutes long, as it keeps you entranced for the entire duration of the track. And it has so many nuances, and the way it slows itself into an ambient dark experience midway through adds to its effectiveness of its memorable and compelling musical journey. This is a shamanic experience and one that you have to hear. Amazing stuff. Next up is Sutar Babar Maritime, I think I'm saying that right, and it opens with some slow doom metal riffing and swelling voids of ancient nostalgia and shamanic spirituality, and the chanting and overall feeling that you get from both the female and the male chants in this give you that feeling of ancient war times and ways of life that set in upon you instantly. And this really feels like it was written over 200 years ago in so many ways, because the music here is very reminiscent of old ancient tribes, and the way it carries you into its spiritual world is absolutely unprecedented, and it really knows how to deliver on its intended focus and emotional passion, but it also wants you to take it seriously as it takes you to different planes of existence. And that's the best way I can describe the music on the album, because each track is like chapters in a book that all tell a different experience but are all part of the same story. And the swelling guitar work and ancient tribal drumming and chanting are so compelling and emotionally deep that it adds to its emotional complexity and intensity as the track proceeds and unfolds before you, like the passing of time leading up to certain events. This is truly amazing stuff, and there's no way in hell that I won't be buying this fucking album, because this kind of stuff is exactly what I'm looking for in my metal. Another amazing composition here as well. Next up is On a Stillbirth's Tomb, and this one is another compelling, unfolding event complete with a lot of psychedelic atmosphere and nostalgic ancient memories, coupled with that shamanic overtone that compel you and pull you in constantly throughout the track's entire duration. Shamanic passages and ritualistic arrangements and riffing work together to impose themselves deep into your subconscious mind, whether you want them to or not, as this entire experience is something you bear witness to, not something that you just listen to, but feel right down to the bottom of your very soul. This is ancient metal with shamanic overtones and psychedelic experiences all rolled into one. So guys, let's listen to On a Stillborn's Tomb here on Music of Destruction. And we are back, and yeah, this is complete with historical wartime events that ancient Indian tribes likely experienced. And what's truly amazing is that someone out here knew how to articulate all these things through sound. Swelling and pulsating like it has its own life essence, this album will attach itself to you and make you remember every detail about what you have just experienced. Now, this isn't depressing at all, but it certainly has a lot of its ideology rooted in darkness, but it's also its spiritual triumph, prowess, and victory over oneself that balance all of this out. The shedding of old experiences and openness to new beginnings and infinite possibilities. Truly remarkable track here as well. Next up is the Pythia's Pale Wolves. And this one just keeps peeling back the illusion of modern day life and returns us to the real meaning of life, in my opinion, which is simplicity and simply just being. It's remembering who you really are and why you are here. Deep, contemplative psychedelic riffs make their way into shamanic, psychedelic chants and textures, and the atmosphere all over these tracks are like one giant lifetime all spanned together throughout the course of all periods of human existence. Esoteric? Absolutely, as this will not be an album that is easily understood by many, and I write this review, and as I write it, the words are literally flowing out of me like the music is telling me what to articulate. That's how compelling this really is. Why the hell can't all metal be this goddamn captivating? Rarely do I find bands that have such a huge impact on me upon first listening. Well, this band certainly has. Another amazing track. Next up is Towards Malakaya, and this journey just keeps pulling you into an even more ancient feeling and memories, because the album's complexities do everything they can to invoke these memories and experiences, because the music is very dark and eerie as well, but also complex, but gives you dark emotional peaks and valleys with all of its entrancing psychedelic nuances and shamanistic overtones and chants throughout the album's duration. One thing that is for sure, that it never stops being compelling and ultimately a challenge to experience, because this music will literally change the way you look at life and force you to confront yourself and the way you might be currently living in our societies. It will make you long for ancient times of peace, serenity, quiet, and simplicity, because this is a meditative psychedelic experience that forces you to go within and merge with the music, as well as go through all of its complex arrangements and stories of the events the album is explaining to you. Another amazing track. Closing out this album is Takitum Totem, another amazing piece that continues to embark itself and imprint itself upon your mind, body and soul, all simultaneously, and the fact that this track and album combine to create one of the most wholesome, cleansing listening experiences possible make this something that you have to marvel at, because if you don't, then you don't know good art when you hear it. The track is never shy about confrontation and exposing the lies you may have been living, telling yourself, and perhaps avoiding. Truth is always present at all times, and the album has no issues making you face it whatsoever, whether you want to or not. But one thing is for sure, this is not typical metal, nor is it something a lot of people are going to be able to grasp and appreciate, but nevertheless, the ones who can, you guys are going to be in for an amazing experience, and one that you will want to have over and over again. Amazing fucking album. So now we come to the final verdict for the Ruins of Beverast with Exuvia, and I'm going to give this album a 9 out of 10. It would have got a 10 out of 10 had it been a little bit more raw, because I feel like the atmosphere would have been just that much more intense. But nonetheless, a truly amazing record, and one that you guys are not going to regret picking up. Thanks to Tom Foley, you know what I fucking like. Alright, so there you have it, guys. Another album review in the books here on Music of Destruction. As always, I sincerely hope you guys enjoyed tonight's video, and if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button, turn on the bell, select all so you get all notifications when I post a new video. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Music of Destruction. Follow me over on Twitch, twitch.tv/Music of Destruction, Facebook, facebook.com/groups/Music of Destruction. Come discuss metal, talk about your band, podcast, YouTube channel. If you're a metal person, this is the place to be. The Seed, episode number 29, The History of Iron Maiden Part 2, is up on the Patreon page. Part 3 will be coming out in 7 days' time. If you'd like to support the channel, patreon.com/Music of Destruction. Select the $5 tier. You will get lifetime access to every podcast I put out. For just $1 a month, you'll get shoutouts on my channel, and I'll review anything you want within reason, of course. Your support going to cameras, lighting, green screen, all that stuff. Colton, James, and I putting together all the stuff for our brand new channel, Reviews on the Run, movie and game reviews. We're saving up to get all the equipment. We just ordered 2 cameras that we're going to be setting up out in the living room. We got a whole studio out there we're working on. So let's check out a new clip of what you can expect on the channel. And we are back. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to comment, like, and subscribe. Have yourselves an awesome night. We will see you for Album Ranking Wednesdays. Cheers. See you in the next video.